Hello, this is Anna Welly, Ayurveda practitioner and yoga health coach. Trying to figure out my Facebook Live if it's working correctly. Hello, this is Anna Welly. All right, so what's up, you guys? Welcome to today's workshop. I'm Anna Welly, Ayurveda practitioner and yoga health coach. And for those of you who don't know, Ayurveda is basically an ancient art. It's an ancient healing science related to the practices of yoga. I like to consider it a lifestyle art. So really something where you focus on daily habits, daily routine, and aligning up your self-care practices with the wisdom and the inherent intelligence of nature. So you're really aligning yourself into the daily flow, the big cycles of energy, the lunar cycles, the seasonal cycles, your diet, your meditation, all of that good stuff. And then the yoga health coaching aspect is essentially I have training in how to use behavior changing methods to support you to embody that information. So it's not just like a theory or something intellectually that you learn, but you actually bring it into your daily life and you practice it and it becomes a part of who you are and it impacts change so you get results. So that's a nutshell of what I do for you. And today's class is all about reflecting on the year past or the last phase or cycle of your life and looking at, what good things came of that, what challenges you had, pulling out any kind of sort of gems or treasures that you can get from that, and then refining it and looking at what sort of wisdom came through or looking at what it is that you want to create and what you're stepping towards and really feeling into that, like really sinking into it, amplifying that feeling and essentially finding your point of attraction. And then from there, aligning with what it is that you truly desire to create for your life experience, for your health, in your body, your mind, your spirit, whether it be something about changing the way you live, changing your work, your relationships, the way that you experience your life. Whatever it is that you want to create, it's really open to you. And I'm calling this a workshop because I would like for you guys to actively participate by journaling, writing down some answers, reflecting, looking at the past year, looking at what's going forward, and kind of taking the action steps of really dropping into what it's going to be for you that's going to get you to where you want to go. So, excuse me. So if you want to actually bust out a piece of paper and a pen, that will be really helpful for you for making this, going through this process. So we're going to walk through your biggest challenges and your celebrations of last year and pull out those gems, pull out those key lessons learned, the favorite things, the things that you celebrate, those that it's obvious to you that they're important. Maybe you didn't even realize they were important. And then get real about the challenges stepping forward. And then we'll draw out your dreams and amplify their value to really honor the importance of what you want to create and then massively increase your power to actually achieve it by feeling into that power that holds within you, that Shakti. And then we'll clarify all the key essential aspects you need in place to manifest those dreams. So it's not just like a vision, but it is a vision. You're taking that big vision. You're taking what it is that you desire, what lives within you, what maybe is part of something that you feel is far away, and we're finding ways to hone in on it and anchor it down. And in that way you take what's from the subtle down into this earthly realm. You plant the seeds and then nurture the seeds and watch the seed grow and sprout and essentially nourish it into a big, mighty oak. So you're going to have to get honest about what needs to change in your life as well so that you can really align with what it is that you're calling in. And then I want you to articulate the prime pieces that support your new point of attraction. So we're going to look at this in more detail of what those might be. And then also get into those vital action steps to really create ultimate success in crafting your ideal experience. So that's what lies ahead. And like I said, if you want to bust out a piece of paper and a pen or some markers, you can go ahead and take part in it. And the first question that I have for you is just about reflecting on the year past. What were some of your biggest challenges from last year? Actually, no, we're going to go with what were some of your biggest wins from last year. So, what maybe accomplishments do you have? What sort of things did you create or overcome? And then also it can be just like, what did you enjoy the most? What were some of your life experiences that felt the most important to you in this past year? Or this last phase of your life, whatever you want to look at. This last cycle, or maybe you've been through a 3-year phase or something like that where there's been a lot of change. I noticed reflecting on this that when I looked at the year past, it's really important to me, and what I wrote down so many times was all of the different ways that I came together with my friends or family, and especially had just like fun ceremony or celebration or deep ceremony or just gatherings or just being there for each other. Those were some key elements to me. It was like, wow, these are highlights for me. And what that really kind of does, it brings forward, it helps you realize what's important to you, and essentially what you might want to create more of, or what you might want to make sure you emphasize for the next phase ahead, so that you know if that's important to you, or it's something that you really enjoyed, or you feel proud of, or you feel uplifted by, or empowered through, that you can create more of that. And then also feel into that sense of accomplishment, and allow that to build up your sense of empowerment and confidence, and celebrate. You know, I think we go through a lot of stuff. I know, at least myself, I haven't been so keen on reflecting just about what my wins were, what I accomplished. And so this practice that I got into a couple of years ago was like, wow, it's really uplifting, and it's really nice to own that. You're owning this skill, or this, this knowledge, or, these habits, all these things that you've acquired that essentially took some blood, sweat, and tears, that you were devoted to, that you put the energy towards. And when you own that, then it becomes even more embodied in who you are, and you can take those skills and those powers that you've cultivated, and you can amplify them and help them leverage you towards the next thing that's coming through that you want to create. So own that. What are some of the wins that you have from this last year? What are some of your accomplishments or your favorite experiences? And just go ahead and write down everything that comes to mind. And then the next question is, what were some of your biggest challenges from this past year? What were some of the things that were like, whew? Okay. Next question. is how did those wins and losses offer you an opportunity to learn and grow? And what we're doing here is you're taking the power of your awareness, you're putting your attention onto these challenges or wins, and through that power of your awareness, in Ayurveda we call this tejas. It's a very subtle fire. It's a fire of transformation. So when you're looking at what it is that you learned through the losses or the gains, you're essentially transforming that away from the pattern that it was into something new. So you pull out the things that you gained from it, and through that digestive process, you're releasing and moving it around, you're giving it that tejas, and you're burning off the samskara, the pattern. And so samskara in Ayurveda is like a groove. It's like a rut. And we can get into samskaras through our mental patterns, through our beliefs, just like our daily thought processes or like things we might say to ourselves. It can also be energetically. It can be emotionally. It can be physically in our body. And when we look at these patterns, these samskaras or grooves, and we really drop into it and give it that light of our awareness, we're allowed to burn through it and burn it off. And then we can reset the pattern or realign the course with what it is that we want to create. So this is what you're doing through the power of your awareness, of just kind of sitting with it and seeing what can come through, what you can pull out, and what other stuff like, wow, I need to own that, or I'm ready to be done with that. And I can see how through this series of events, this came through, and this was a real low point for me. And then what do I learn from that? What new action steps do I need to take? How do I need to shift this? How do I need to change this? What's showing up for me? So I'll show you the slide again. How do these wins and losses offer you an opportunity to learn and grow? And this one, you might need to sit with this for a couple of days. You might need to look at these questions a little bit longer. So also, if you want the copy of the slides, you can just send me a message and I'll email you a copy of the slides. Okay, next question is, where did you notice you were out of integrity? Such a fun question. Really, it's pretty edgy. But I want you to think about, how did you make choices or take action that was not in alignment with what you knew to be best? It's like, if you're like, yeah, I know that I shouldn't be having caffeine in the afternoon if I know I want to sleep well through the night. But man, every once in a while I do it anyways. And then I can't sleep, and then I have insomnia, and I'm tired the next day, and I'm craving more caffeine, and I just feel out of integrity. So just look at that. And the second part of this, where the power lies in this question, is you already have the answer, which is pretty cool. So you already know something that you can be doing that supports yourself to go where you want to go, supports yourself in the experience that you want to have. All you have to do is readjust yourself to be in integrity with what it is that you need to do. So it's a tough question. This stuff comes up for me all the time. I'm like, I'm way out of integrity. I know what I should be doing for myself, but yet I'm not doing it. So then you can figure out how you need to bring in the support, different tools, different different ways to support you into being in integrity. Okay. Next question is, stepping forward in this next chapter of your life, what will be your biggest challenges? What do you already know is on your plate for the year ahead? Or the next quarter, or whatever next cycle is coming forward for you. Go ahead and write down your biggest challenges. Personally, I like to just keep it at my top 3. You have a lot of challenges you're ready to tackle. That's cool. And then if these challenges have been present for a long time, what helps you getting closer to overcoming them? So what do you know already works? So if we went back to that example of the migraines, you know that not having, or no, we were talking about getting good sleep. So you might know that not having caffeine in the afternoon helps you get better sleep. You might have a few other things in your tool bag that you know helps you in getting a good night's rest. You might have some essential oils that you love to do that you can use and they'll support you. It might be a yoga nidra practice that you can do in your evening routine cycle. So write down everything that supports you in overcoming these challenges. And then the next part is, what doesn't work? What have you tried that just doesn't do it for you? So again, maybe a lesson within that. Like, in what way did this not succeed? And so that's right there, powerful information for you. It's helpful. You know XYZ doesn't support you in overcoming the challenge, so you don't need to put your energy there anymore. And then the next part of it would be, where do you feel in the dark? Where do you not really know? And I think this is really important to presence, because when you can see where there's a little bit of a hole or a gap, you also know where you need to call in some help or some new information, some new insights. And this was a big lesson for me last year, was that I needed help in overcoming one of my struggles. And so I had to really also be open once I realized that, and then I just had to be open for the teacher to arrive. And just by making that shift in my mind, in my mentality, boom, the teacher showed up. I was like, oh, thank you. The universe wants to give that to you. So presencing where you just don't know. You're just not sure. Then the next question is, what supportive methods, tools, teachings, or skills can you use to overcome these challenges? So these might be things that you already own. These might be things that came through in that first question of like what your accomplishments were. what your wins were, and what lessons you learned from that. So, say for instance, you had a breakthrough in your career, and you put a lot of time and energy and focus into the next level of your career. You had to acquire new skills, you had to practice new methods, you had to bring in some new tools into your toolkit to up-level you into the next phase of growth. And so everything that you just did in that last phase, I want you to, once you've taken note of it, then you can call upon those into overcoming the next challenges ahead. And it could also be skills or tools or methods or something like that that you've had for a long time. So just write down all these different ways that you will move through these challenges that you have ahead of you. Next question is, what does it feel like to be on the other side of these challenges? So I want you to sit with this one for a minute. If you're watching the recording, you can hit pause. And I want you to really drop into this of like, if you overcome these challenges, how will you feel? How is it different in your body? And breathe into that. And like rest in it. Think, wow, maybe there's an alleviation. Maybe there's like a weight that's lifted off. Maybe you feel more free or expanded. Maybe there's some energy that really opens up. Maybe you feel grounded and at ease, and you can kind of lean back. Notice if you feel different in your mind. Notice if it feels different in your emotions or even in your spirit. So what does it feel like to be on the other side of these challenges that you have ahead of you? And what we're doing here is you're creating space for that. You're setting out the vibrational frequency of supporting that to arrive, to come into your field. So for any of you that listen to Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks is the medium, and Abraham Hicks is a non-physical entity that has these really powerful spiritual teachings on our point of attraction, on these laws of the universe. And essentially, through their teachings, it's not about physical effort at all. It's really about creating and harnessing this vibrational field of energy through your point of attraction to manifest the things that you desire. So part of that then is attuning yourself to that place of what it's like to be beyond the challenge. And so it can happen through also other ways of not necessarily looking at the challenge, but just looking at other ways that you experience easefulness, pleasure, joy, things that make you feel happy, things that make you feel empowered or strong, and tapping into that energy as being part of the frequency that is holding also the experience that you want, that's on the other side of those challenges, if that makes sense. So next question then, moving on, is also then, what do you desire for this next phase ahead? In your wildest dreams, if anything could come true, if you weren't holding yourself back, so don't hold yourself back, what do you desire most? So what's in your soul's longing? What does your heart call forward? What are the desires here? You're sitting deep within you. What's most important to you? And part of that might be, how do you want to feel? Or what experience do you want? And you could even just give yourself the question, why? So if you say you want to be more physically fit, like that's one of the things on my list, is I want to be more, I want to be stronger in my body, and I just want to be going into the next level of my physical fitness. And you can ask why. Why is that important? And part of it for me is I feel there is like a heightened level of energy for me when that happens. When I look back at times past, in phases of years past, when I am in a really peak physical fitness state, is that I feel both grounded and supremely energized. And so I move through my entire day differently because I'm that much more harnessed in the cellular physical integrity of my body energetically. It's like prana is just coursing through you at this higher rate. And prana is the vital life force essence. It's just like the movement of consciousness through you. So your tejas is high, your ojas is high, and ojas is the nectar that holds the consciousness, and tejas is that light, that transformational fire. So when you're really, really honoring the physicality of your body, this is what it is for me. It's like I'm refining those prana, tejas, and ojas, and it's supporting me in other endeavors, just how I show up for my work, with my friends, and my free time, all of it. And it feels good. So you can look at, like, why do you want some of these things? Why is it part of your soul's longing? Why is your heart, why are you calling this forward? How does it make your heart feel? Then the next question is, what does your life look like when you accomplish your goals or manifest your dreams? So again, this is kind of playing with that point of attraction, of cultivating that vibrational field, the qualities of what it is when you align with your dreams and your desires and they become true. So what does your life look like when you accomplish your goals or manifest your dreams? Does it impact the people around you? Does it impact your work, like your career life, your dharma? Does it impact your home, your family, your community? Does it impact the positive influence you have? If you manifest those desires from your heart, is there a ripple out effect? It's something, again, to sit with for a minute. Does anybody care if I have abs? But really, how might people be impacted? And then also, how does it support your soul's mission by manifesting these dreams or accomplishing your goals? How might that support you in this, like, even bigger picture? And how does it influence how you show up when you accomplish your goals or manifest your dreams? Do you show up in a different way? And that, to me, it comes back to that of, like, when I have this goal of being more physically fit, how it does influence how I show up. You know, I'm more grounded and embodied in myself, and like I said, that prana and tejas is just like coursing through me so much more, that that movement or pulse of consciousness. And I'm able to contain more. because that really influences how I show up. I'm able to show up more for my clients, for my friends, for those in my community. When you look at it in a bigger picture, it's like, that's really needed today. Like, we're in weird times. We're in these powerful times of like political leadership and the movement of the earth, the global warming, and all of these kind of like scary things. And then this other phase of like this other side of it, of this like divine feminine awakening, and how when we show up in our ways of achieving our goals, manifesting the desires from our heart, how we can be bigger vessels for that, for maybe the divine feminine awakening happening through us, to be tools of the divine, however you might want to look at it, to be tools of spirit, to be a vessel of, and a greater expression of spirit moving through us, and how that can influence the people around us, whether we notice it or not, whether we realize it or not. Like, so many things that are happening that are beyond our comprehension or our ability to perceive it. So this is getting quite a bit bigger, but I just want also, by sitting with this, we're looking at the importance of it all. So we're just kind of amplifying the degree of which you going for your goals and your dreams is important to the world. Like, whoa. For you to put forth this effort of watching this video or using all the other tools that you have to articulate and drop into what you desire and what you want to create for yourself, it's important for it so much more than you might comprehend. And another one of my teachers describes that dropping into your desire and expanding through it is in actuality the universe itself expanding. So our process of our own personal evolution is essentially also the evolution of everything of the cosmos, which is pretty cool. Okay. The next question is, how will you have to change your life to align with what you desire? So we already kind of tapped into how the things around us are going to be influenced. But now I want you to think about, what do you have to do in your own vicinity that you have power over, that is necessary to support you in this new becoming, and anchoring down this new frequency, and reaching those goals and desires. So it's specifically the things that I work with in my 10-week program, Soul Body Bliss, is the daily rhythm. So how might your daily rhythm need to change? How might your relationship with time need to be adjusted for these goals to happen, for these dreams to be actualized? How might your daily habits need to change? And we'll get even more into that in a couple of questions, but this is a key one, because this is where you're just grounding down into the applicable action steps of what you want to do day in and day out to live as the person that has manifested your goals. So what are the daily habits that you need to shift in your life to create what it is that you want? Next aspect is the people around you. So by going through this process, if you're really keying up to these big dreams and big goals, or maybe they're just even, they don't feel huge to you or huge to other people, and they don't seem like these big, massive, crazy things, but even something different, you're going to have to go through a process of transforming yourself, of evolving into the person that owns those goals. And through that process, the people around you can either support you They might be neutral, they might not care or notice, or they might just kind of be like, yeah, that's great. Or they might actually hold you back. So maybe through that already, just as me saying that, some people pop into your head of like, oh yeah, these people really like my old habits. These people really like my old ways of being. And this one came up for me actually really personally, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. I went through a pretty big change in my life. I actually used to be a really heavy drinker. I used to party a lot. And I just kind of had a different lifestyle. And it was a really fun lifestyle in a lot of ways. I don't necessarily regret it. There's maybe certain parts of it I'm like, wow, can't believe I did that. But I was ready to become a new person, and I went through a pretty big transformational process for myself. And one of my family members actually said, I don't like you anymore. You used to be so much more fun, and now you're always questioning the status. And I was like, ooh, that really hurt. That like really, really hurt. But at the same time, I was like, I can't always make sure that I'm making everyone else comfortable. Like I couldn't remain in my own ways for the sake of, because my family member enjoyed that other version of me more. Probably also because I would drink more or something. But these things are going to come up, and some people aren't going to stick around, and some people are. And so in those places where you do want to maintain the relationship, they are important to you, and it's really grounded in love, there it can be a whole new even experience of getting real with what ways the relationship itself needs to grow and change to support the new person that's coming through. And then you also might have other people in your life that really show up for this new set part of you. You feel like this magnetic attraction to them, or you feel inspired in their presence, or maybe they don't even really know you yet, but you already feel keen to them and what they have going on in their life. And then also it can be communities that pull you together or lift you up. It can be teachers, guides, authors. It could just be like anybody that supports this part of you that's becoming, you're calling in from your future. So who might those people be? And then the next aspect is, what about the places that help you align with your dreams and desires, your environment? And this is a big one that we go deeper into in my course as well, of how you architect your environment to support the habits that you want to have, to support the person that you want to be. So essentially you're just rearranging the space around you. Your kitchen, your fridge, your kitchen cupboards, your living room, your closet, your bedside table, your homepage on your computer, all of these different things, all of these different environments that are essentially keeping you in the status quo of the habits that you have now, or supporting the new habits, the new ways of being, that new vibrational field that you're acquiring. And so when the going gets rough, this practice of shifting your environment can actually carry you forward in those times to help you maintain that kind of flow and integrity of what it is you're creating. And it also might be other places that come forward to you. Like maybe you just notice, like if you go to a certain grocery store or yoga class, or when you go out into nature, and how just nature just cleanses you or grounds you or uplifts you. So how can you align with these places in your environment? And then how can you change your beliefs, your vibrational field, or your sense of trust, faith, or hope? And all of those are pretty big things as well. So you might have to pause the recording and sit with that for a while. And the next question is, who or what are the key players that will help get you there? So who's going to support you? Who inspires or draws forward this evolving version of you? And this is a really, really big question because what I know as a yoga health coach is that there are so many studies done that really show supportive evidence that we do better together as we're going through changes. That when you just try to do it on your own, your likelihood for success is really slim. So when you have a supportive environment, a community, especially a coach or a teacher or a guide, you increase your chance of success by 85%. So I want you to think of who these people might be, who these key players are. And the next question is, what is your plan? What is your plan from getting to this new life experience that you desire, or overcoming the challenges, or manifesting those goals, those dreams? So you can kind of reflect back on all of these questions that keyed up to this point. What are the tools, the skills, the knowledge? How are you going to change your daily rhythm, your daily habits, change your environment? Who's going to support you? Who's going to guide you? Where are those black holes where you're just unsure? Where you need to get some extra support? So what are the strengths, skills, accomplishments, the gems or lessons learned that you can leverage? And then how can you ground that into your daily routine or habits? And again, this is stuff that we go into much deeper in my 10-week course, Soul Body Bliss, is grounding all of this, all of your goals into the consistent, persistent daily action that you need to take that gets you to where you want to go. So yes, there's a big part of it is just attuning to that vibrational field, that point of attraction. And you can even think of it in that way as like, wow, when I'm really attuned to this person that I want to be, really attuned towards the experience that I want to have, what kind of choices do I make? What does my self-care look like? What kind of foods do I eat? How do I exercise? Do I meditate? When? Where? How? So as an example that I can use is, say one of your goals is you want to wake up feeling energized, you want to feel activated yet relaxed, and you'd like to express yourself more creatively. So you already know these certain strengths or habits that you have that will support you are number one, going to bed early. So you're getting a good night's rest and waking up early. A daily meditation practice, and starting the day right. And starting the day right is one of the practices, again, in my 10-week course, where you wake up, you attune to what it is that you want to do for the day. You kind of set your vision ahead, and I say a prayer, so you might say a prayer or just give thanks for the day. And then you go to the bathroom, scrape your tongue, brush your teeth, wash your face, all that stuff, get dressed. Then you drink a large glass of water, preferably warm or room temperature, or maybe with lemon if you like. And you flush your channels and just cleanse out everything from yesterday. So you're just clearing out all the channels. You're taking a bowel movement as well. So you're just like not bringing any waste into the day. And through that clarity and lightness, then you can do a breath body practice, like an exercise routine where you're breathing in fresh prana, fresh vital life force essence, breathing deep into your body and connecting those different layers of self, the physical body with the energy body, with the emotional body, so you're more interconnected through the whole rest of the day ahead. And so this example that I have is actually from one of, I thought of it from one of my clients. These aren't her words exactly, but Margot, if you watch the recording, this is a shout out to you. And what Margot wanted to write more of her book. She has this amazing piece of art to create, this book about healthy, wealthy, and wise, I think it's called. And through these practices of doing a 10-week course, she was able to essentially find more time for creative expression. So more time opened up, and she felt a more creative flow. So kind of just like how I explained in the breath body practice, you're clearing things out, you're clearing out your channels, you're opening to breath, you're moving through your body, and so you're basically feeling more interconnected towards source. And then the rest of the habits that we have too, they support the an alleviation of ama, or it's like toxicity that can actually block the flow of consciousness. And you're supporting more consciousness to just flow through you at a cellular level. And through that, then, as you're feeling more just as an open, clear channel, you're more able to express your creativity more fluidly, more easily. There's just probably more fun with that. So she got all this writing down with her book through doing these habits, and then the rest of the habits in the 10-week course. Pretty awesome. Another client had the same experience with finding more time to write creatively for her music. And so after just doing one 10-week course, she was like, oh my God, I have this huge chunk of time in the morning that's opened up, and I'm feeling so much more of my creative flow. I'm writing way more songs. So it's real. Another example is, say your goal is you want to live more at your ideal weight, you want to feel more happiness and joy, and you want to feel a deeper connection to your intuition. So the strengths and habits that will support you could be eat more vegetables and quality fats, do a daily meditation, and then have a nourishing evening routine with time for journaling and quiet reflection. And really then, what we did was we broke this down into the micro habits that were needed to step forward into those bigger habits that are part of the bigger plan for making those dreams or those desires a reality. So the micro habits of that would be, number one, if you want to eat more vegetables and quality fats, that you need to actually just create a weekly meal plan. And this is a huge one, again, that my clients are like, oh my God, this habit is so friggin' important. So you need to actually just sit down and write out what meals you want to have for the week ahead, or it might even be just for 3 days ahead. And you figure out what it is you want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you have to write out all the ingredients that you need for those recipes, and then you have that ingredient list, you go to the grocery store and you can buy everything that you want to eat, so you're ready to prepare it. It's like a simple little thing, but it's a super essential habit to have if you need to upgrade your diet and you want to make sure you're eating things that are in alignment with what it is that you want to call in or what it is that you want to experience. Because if you don't, then what? Like for me, I knew before I had that habit, I was way more likely to grab a burrito, to get some sushi, maybe get some Thai takeout or whatever. Or I just open the fridge and be like, oh, I don't know what I have to eat here. It's like, and you have some stuff, but like you didn't really make a plan. So you're like, I don't know, I'm hungry and I don't really want to think about how I have to throw this together. Or you're missing a key essential ingredient, stuff like that. So having just that micro habit of writing out a meal plan before you go to the grocery store, huge. And that essentially brings you more towards the goal of living more at your ideal weight or feeling more happiness and joy. Then the next micro habit would be for meditation would just be to find a time to sit in silence for 5 minutes. So finding a specific time in your day when you can sit down in silence just for 5 minutes, or maybe even 2 minutes. It might just be just a small little 2-minute meditation. So maybe down the road you want to meditate for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. But first you need to call in and ground into just that 2-minute meditation and maintain that consistency and be really persistent with it so that it becomes automated into your daily flow. And so it's part of that daily rhythm that you have, part of your regular daily habits, and then you can grow upon it and make it bigger to support the actualizations of what you just want to experience. And then the last one with this goal is feeling more happiness and joy and connecting deeper to your intuition would be set an alarm on your phone for 9 p.m. to turn off all electronics and take out your journal for 10 minutes. And to still have time to meditate and journal, and so allowing that to be a part of the processes of connecting more to your intuition or your happiness and joy. And so there can be whatever you want it to look like for you. Those are just some examples of how you break it down into your daily actionable steps that bring you into your desired result. So if you want some help on this, on getting more clarified on your plan, or really pulling out the gems of the lessons learned, or clarifying how you're going to move through these challenges that you have ahead, or just getting those key action steps to manifest what it is that you desire. Any of those things, whatever you want to do, you can schedule a free coaching call with me. It's just a 20-minute offer, so it's pretty quick, and we can drop into whatever it is that you are wanting out of the call. I have posted, I believe, in the comments or above the video, might be below the video, above or below the video, a link for you to schedule that free 20-minute session. I am offering them until next week, until Wednesday. And that is in congruence with my next 10-week course that is starting. The 10-week course is called Soul Body Bliss. And this is where we really go deeper into this identity evolution. Who do you want to be? Who are you becoming? How are you going to have to change all of these other parts of your life, your daily rhythm, your daily habits, the relationships that you have? How can I up-level or bring more love or clarity into these relationships? How can I be connected with the people that support me in this person I want to become? How can I be connected to a community? And so in my course, you are connected to a community of other people going through these changes, reconfiguring and going through the breakdowns and the struggles and the challenges of becoming the next version of yourself. And so you're connected in this group, a supportive group, a shared collective energy of going through the process. And like I said, the chances of success then go way, way, way higher. So you get that in the group. You also then get the support and the guidance from me. So I have a plan. As we said, I have these key Ayurveda lifestyle practices, these essential self-care practices that you want to do to support whatever it is that you're becoming. So even if it's like career related, You need to be in integrity with these lifestyle habits of how you care for yourself, get good sleep, good nourishment, good rest, wake up feeling energized, feel strong in your body, feel grounded and focused, and feel clarity, so that you have the container and the capacity to hold the next level of your growth. So these are just kind of like the key, core, fundamental, baseline things that kind of everyone needs, really. So if you're feeling called into that, of up-leveling yourself through your daily rhythm, your daily habits, your self-care, community support, guidance by me through these Ayurveda practices, I welcome you to explore or dive into my next 10-week course, Soul Body Bliss. We are starting on January 21st, and the registration closes on Wednesday, January 17th. So if you have any questions, you can schedule one of those free coaching calls. I will also provide a link to the course in the comments below, so you can look more at that and what it entails. Okay, thanks so much for being here, you guys. I really hope this is helpful. I hope that it supports you in even just a little bit of insight or inspiration or aha. If you have any questions, let me know, or anything that you want to share that came through, I'd love to hear it. Actually, if anybody live has questions, I have my phone here. I'd love to hear what has come up for you. And maybe if there's even an example, if you want to put it out there into the universe of what it is that you're calling in, like what your dreams and desires are, share that. And by just even articulating it, this is another point that I didn't really make, but when you get really clear on what it is that you want to create, when you even make it so specific so that it's measurable, so that you know exactly what it is, you're supporting the process then of letting it come into reality right there and then. And then also, so when you give it words and you give it a voice, that is one of the ways of bringing it from the ethers, from this kind of like higher chakra, like cosmic energy, and you're pulling it down into your vision, to this third eye, your visionary sense, and then into your voice, and you're amplifying the vibration through your words. So if anybody wants to share what it is that they're calling in, I'm looking at my phone. We have about 10 people live. But I also believe that there's like a time delay with doing it. Okay, well, I will leave you all with that then. And again, let me know if you're interested. Soul Body Bliss. We start in a week? No. A week and a half. January 21st. I'd love to see you there. All right. Thanks so much. Namaste.